Good evening and welcome to the I-League 2023-24. Exciting and entertaining in Kashi. They take on rock-solid Royal Kashmir at their home ground, the Kalyani Municipal Stadium, a new home for Kashi, but they have looked promising, especially after their Super Cup campaign. But the problem for them has been finding consistency, losses, draws and wins all mixed together. And that is why they are still struggling to reach the top charts. There's the dressing room of the home side, and head coach Carlos Xavier Santa Marina. He has been working constantly with his team and looking to improve little things and put them together, stitch them together, and find answers to all those questions. We had a few questions, of course, before the game with the man himself, and this is the team arrival. And we'll hear out from Carlos Santa Marina about his thoughts on this very game.
Tough game against one of the strongest teams in the league. They only concede 7 goals in the whole league. But we have been working so good, and we are ready to play this game. And I hope we can give all the supporters a good show and win the 3 points.
Well, one team which on the other hand has been in contention of that top spot, even though a good margin behind Mohammedan Sporting, but they still have a chance. The threat lying on the necks of Mohammedan is from this very team, Royal Kashmir, and they have a chance to rise up again. They need a win here. They're at 4th at the moment with 26 points. They can get closer, and the best part about this team is their defense, which we'll talk about soon. But one man in charge, Ishfaq Ahmed, responsibilities given, and he has stood out on that. And we'll hear out from Ishfaq as well about how he's planning and approaching this game against Kashi away from home.
Well, it's going to be a good match. They have a very good side, and if we want to get something good or positive out of this match, we have to play extremely good.
Well, the only way to get points is performance, and with me in the comm box today is Steve Leon. What's your thoughts on the game? And welcome back, of course.
Yeah, thank you very much to having me here. Really looking forward to, I think, a high-intensity game between two teams who want to keep moving up the table. As you said, Royal Kashmir will let his first look here at the starting 11s.
Well, there's Arindam on goal, so with Pasi, Deepak Devrani, Sandeep Mandi and Peyong in the back line. Front Gomez, Julian Perez and Jordan Lamela in the midfield. Kayaman Nikum and Edmund gets a start together with Mario Parco, the frontman, who has been lethal not just in terms of goal scoring, but providing as well.
Yeah, indeed, a very, very strong team in Kashi, but as you said, a little bit of ups and downs sometimes. They brought in some extra players, brought in some extra quality. We will talk about that during the game for sure, but we want to see which team that Royal Kashmir will put up here as the away match.
Well, indeed, and they have gone with somewhat a similar lineup with one miss up front. Muid Shabir on goal, Haider Yusuf, Muhammad Hamad, Shahid Shahir and Wayne Vaz in the back line. Kamalisa, Carlos Lomba and Jeremy in the midfield. Adnan, Muhammad Inam and Henry Kiseka leading the line. Henry gets a start. Krizo is missing for suspension.
Yeah, so indeed, they will miss Krizo with the wonder goal.
Well, today's match official Ashish Tiwari with the whistle in his hand, and assistant referees Parameshwar Cope and Christopher Peter. Fourth official Suresh Devaraja. And yeah, Steve, you were talking about how they're approaching it. We'll hear it out after the points table. You can see Royal Kashmir at 4th with 26 points after 14 matches. A game in hand compared to Gokulam and Mohammedan. They look to rise up once again, while in Kashi they are at 5th with 22, and they'll still try to at least finish in top charts, and with that motivation they are taking on the pitch.
Yeah, so as I was saying, they are missing Krizo up front, who scored the wonder goal in the week. Quality ball, midfield almost of the pitch, turn around over the goalkeeper. It's someone up front that you always need to take account, but on the underside, Henry Kiseka knows this league also, knows this Kalyani Stadium because he has played in Kolkata Premier League with Mohammedan, for example, this year. So he also knows what to expect here. But he's a different type of player, a little bit more putting pressure than Krizo. But I'm sure that we're going to have a high intensity game, as I said before, between two teams who are going to willing to move up the table, but with Real Kashmir getting maybe closer direction. Mohammedan and Inter Kashi, who is a little bit in that middle area right now on the league table.
Well, indeed, and Inter Kashi will also pull out all cards needed. They have a few promising names in the squad in terms of combination and stuff to go forward with. The one good thing about this Inter Kashi side is they do not rely on one player to score the goals. They have different outlets in terms of goal scoring. Even Nikum has scored some goals. Edmund has got a few. Jordan Lamela, Julian Perez and Mario Barco, all of them are in the mix of things. Even in the back line, Deepak Devrani and Sumit Pasi, they have moved up to score goals. This is one positive. How about that strength in one squad to have different options for goal scoring?
It's always better. I tell that to all the teams that I'm coaching also. It's at the end, it's much more difficult to go and defend if you don't know who exactly you need to take out of the team. For an example, with Real Kashmir, you know if Krizo is up front, you need to get someone or even two players on him because it's very, very difficult with the strength and the power that he has. But if it comes, the danger comes from 3, 4, 5 different people. And we can't forget right now they have Gianni Dos Santos who just arrived with Inter Kashi also. He has proven that he can score a goal also already at this level. So they even have the possibilities in making the changes. And again, it will be more difficult to go and look after all the players and going to see how to go and defend that. If it is one player, two players, it makes it a little bit easy for yourself as a coach in this is the one we need to take out, we need to focus on this player. But if it is 5, 6, 7 players, it becomes very difficult to put up your formation and you need to be relying a lot more on your players on the pitch than when it is with one player.
Well, true that, and that has been the problem with Real Kashmir as well. They've lost 4 matches so far, the tightest defense in the league, still 4 losses, and the problem is, in those 4 losses, they've scored only 1 goal, and 3 of their last losses has been 1-0 losses where they haven't been able to score goal. So the problem is, if they score goal, they manage to win matches, but when they don't, and that is the issue. And you mentioned rightly, when there's one lone striker who you mark off, sometimes Krizo, sometimes, right now, it's Henry Kiseka today, and that becomes a problem for a team who is dependent or reliant on one forward man.
And this is why maybe at a certain point, then I know Real Kashmir doesn't play with 2 strikers up front, but that could have been a possibility to make it a little bit more dangerous. If you put Kiseka behind Krizo, for an example, Krizo can take these balls on his chest, can turn around, and Kiseka could do the runs. At least there is much more possibilities of thinking, who do I need to go and defend? But if you're playing with one real target man and immediately here is a loss for Kashmir, gets that ball, Kiseka plays open and immediately Inter Kashi lost what they wanted to try to do there.
Well, and we are underway with the game in blue. In away strides, it's Real Kashmir attacking from left to right of your screens and straight away in attack. And the home side in Kashi in orange, they're regulars. And here's Ishfaq Ahmed, the man trusted by the locals, the local himself for Real Kashmir, and he has been proving a point. Not just him, over the years, they have rooted on local talents on the pitch, off the pitch as well, and that is one thing you want to see local clubs do. Well, in Kashi, they have experimented with different styles of play, but they do like to keep the ball. And Carlos Xavier Santa Marina, he's one coach who knows his business, he knows what he's trying to do, and he gets his players to the job and rotates the squad very well. We were saying about goal scoring options at the start. They have a few more on the bench, Asif, Atsal and Gianni Dos Santos, of course, and even Vikash. So many of them. have got 1 or 2 goals, but Real Kashmir have it back.
And you see already what Real Kashmir is trying to do. They're playing in a 4-1-4-1 at the moment, where a lot of times Inam will be coming closer direction Kiseka, and it is in midfield Carlos Lomba, who is trying to control the game over there. So Inter Kashi will have to be very careful the moment that they come almost into a diamond with 2 up front, because as you saw, suddenly they lost the ball in the back, and Real Kashmir was trying to cover those distances.
Well, and that's launched forward, but too closer to Arindam for comfort, and he collects it easily out there. The captain for Inter Kashi, much experienced. It's been so many years now that we have been seeing Arindam Bhattacharya play under the goal in the Indian Super League sometimes, in the I-League sometimes, and overall he has been there across. And that's a long ball forward towards Mario Barco. Lamela is there, felt a nudge, but continued his run and cleared away by Real Kashmir. And there was a pull clearly on Henry Kiseka.
It's a smart puller. At that point, you know that Henry Kiseka is going to try to run around you. You pull him far enough away from the goal. Normally that will not be a yellow card at that position. So very smart, otherwise maybe Henry would have been gone already direction goal. And we know with the speed that he has compared to Krizo, his running lines are a little bit more different. So that means that the defenders of Inter Kashi immediately are aware of the differences between the 2 strikers.
Well, they have to be. They sure have planned for this, and given that Krizo is suspended for 4 yellow cards, that is the news we have, and that is one thing opponents do look at. They surely have done their research. Well, at least we expect that they have done their research and homework, and hence they will have to manage and contain Henry Kiseka. Otherwise, this man as well has got the abilities to find the back of the net.
So yeah, it's indeed things that coaches are looking at, and staff, they are looking at what is the opposition. Did they have a yellow card? Did they have maybe a little bit of an injury in the previous match? What can we do about it? Who do we need to look at? So these are all facts that you get before the match or a couple of days before. And it's indeed, it's a point that they knew that Krizo was not going to be able to play today. So immediately they will be thinking, okay, what are the other options for the opposing team? Who will be maybe the thinking process of the opposing coach? And immediately you will be training on that. These are facts indeed that there are happening within training sessions.
Well, and there's a bit of a clash there, and Shaheen does not like that, exchanging a few words. That's not something we would like to see. Sumit Pasi getting involved too, and he's still having a go. Shaheen is just charging at Sumit Pasi, and that is why he's not happy with it.
Shaheen is a very strong defender also. Most of the times he will not get in too many fights, but he will use his body. He's one of these players who will do that. Wayne Vaz here gets a little notch of the elbow, but I do not think that it was hard enough to get an intervention from the referee here. But you saw that his arms were quite open, but Wayne Vaz is also pushing quite hard onto him, and then suddenly everyone comes into that little pushing there, and everyone is talking about it. But Shaheen is someone who talks, walks away, uses his body, quite strong person, but most of the times gentle on the pitch, not someone with big words there.
Well, indeed, but he sure spotted something which he did not like, the malice or the words exchanged or whatever, and that is why he had to put his point forward. But a free kick, and the Portuguese will deliver in the box. There's height in the box, and it's towards him, Henry Kiseka, covered well by 3 orange shirts. And now Inter Kashi looked to launch, but the launch wasn't perfect. And all the way back to Shaheen.
And immediately you see the little bit of the game, what Inter Kashi wants to do at these moments. They want to move up, but the distance was too big. You saw how far the 4 defenders were still, and in the meantime the striker was pressing already. That is not possible. If you want to go and play high press at that point, everyone needs to go. Otherwise you get Kiseka, who can do maybe one turn or controls that ball and gives it to the midfielders. that is not the way that Kashi needs to move forward. They need to go all together, or they need to block a little bit more, medium block, waiting there and make it at another moment.
Well, Real Kashmir pressing high. Arvindam once again susceptible under pressure. Not the first time this season, but the reactions, the reflexes need to be quicker when there's such a high press. But Ishfaq, he expected that to be a steal. And that press, not just Inam, it was Henry Kiseka as well, I believe.
Yeah, it's like I said before in the first one when they did the pass with the starting of the game. Immediately Henry Kinseka was moving forward, and it was immediately Inam who came as a second striker to put pressure on the two centre backs. Now it was on the goalkeeper here, but it was the same action. Kiseka going on one side, immediately Inam going on the second side, and it's like Kashi has not looked at this is the possibility, because Inam, you see it here also again, he forms almost a second striker, and immediately the two midfielders come next to each other to block it almost into a 4-4-2.
Well, that's a good breakdown of what they're trying to do, and that high press so far has been working, but they won the goal, and that is when they will really call it has been working. In Kashi, no real attacks so far, and Real Kashmir, they play like that. They're known as a solid team. 7 goals just conceded in 14 matches. That's how solid this defense has been of Real Kashmir. Half or 50% is what they've conceded. That is very less an amount. And there's the foul challenge from Fran Gomez. Clever work though by Adnan Ayub. They've taken the free kick shot. Haider Yusuf, oh, he has found the run of Adnan. Sandeep Mandi with some pressure on him, but that was not enough contact to be given as a penalty, says the ref.
No, I don't think either that it was enough, but these are moments of looking, let us see what's happening exactly. I don't think he doesn't have the ball really at his feet anymore. He has that little push already, the ball is going away, and then you know as a striker there's only one way to do it anymore. Let me go on the floor. There is maybe a push and maybe a possibility that the ref would blow, but this one was not enough to get a penalty this early inside the game already. And as you were saying, indeed, Real Kashmir only conceding 7 goals. They have one of the bigger goal differences, but it is a team that knows how to defend, how to put that block in the back. And as I said on that part, I've seen Shaheen playing 2-3 times. I've played against him with our team. He's a block at the back completely. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to do too many overruns, just does his job over there. Very smart player, and that in combination with the other defenders who are not too much overlappers. Most of the times they stay with 4 in the back and they have Lomba in front of them. That means that you're almost having 5 players at all time who are staying there. Because as you see right now, some teams would have your fullback immediately. Now on the left side, a little bit going, but immediately there's 2 players waiting on a block. So it's almost 6 players even waiting, and then the fullbacks go a little bit deeper. And it's a style of play, and if you know that one of your players up front always can score a goal, but the problem is that not enough players are scoring for this Kashmir team, and that's a little bit of a problem, because if today maybe Krizo is not there or another player will not do it, then you're struggling, and then you will have maybe with a 1-0 a loss. So that is where Kashmir a little bit has been struggling, and you see again here that first press of Henry Kinseka trying to go and immediately try to overlap, but you see a line of 4 waiting there.
Indeed, we'll continue with the talks, but Edmund is in charge. He loves cutting inside. Tried to find a cross this time. He has won it back for the time being. It'll be a throw-in, but rightly mentioned about that defensive strategy of Real Kashmir. And I was about to point out with Kamalisa coming in the lineup, he'll play almost double shield when required with Carlos Lomba, even though his responsibility is to primarily attack today, but because of his way of play or style of play, he'll drop down. And talking about style, in Kashi, this is one team who's very stylish in their approach. They have that flair, got the tricks, got the pace, and some innovation going around. Sumit Pasi with the cross in, and Mario Bako's header. And here's Edmund, finds a cross, but behind both of his players in support. And Real Kashmir look to counter. Here's Inam. Great control and through Frank Gomes. Some of these players do love that trickery, but the combination needs to be better. It is a team game, and that is where the difference is made. Doesn't matter if you have all those individual tricks in the bag. We'll hear about that as well from you, Steve. But right now, Real Kashmir in possession.
It's a little bit of a difference, as you were saying, the difference in way of playing. Kashmir is a very experienced team, experienced in every line. Try to keep that ball. Don't go too many fancy, as you said, too many trickeries. Just let the ball go around. Maybe the wing will do that a little bit compared to Kashi, where it is a mixture of some experience and some younger players. And they are trying quite often. They are trying to have that little extra dribble with Edmund, or here on the right side, as you see, he's going these one-on-ones, but you have the big bodies in front of you, and that quite often is a problem.
Well, and that was a problem, and it was Kamalisa tracking back. Stops Kayam and Nikom, another exciting young talent on loan from Mumbai City FC. He's been showering all those qualities. Got 2 goals and an assist in the I-League. Scored against FC Goa in the Super Cup, and that'll give him some more confidence coming in back to this setup in the I-League. It is a corner, the first one. And Mario Bako Lamela will be waiting. Lamela delivers rather, and headed out of the danger zone. Bako turns, he has been brought down, but he lost control, I believe, and that is why the referee decides to play on.
And there was an altercation between Mario Bako and Shaheen. I don't know if you saw it. It was very, very quickly. There was a knock from Mario Bako in the ribs of Shaheen, and Shaheen immediately went down. It was very lightly. It's something very stupid that he did after this maybe penalty or not maybe penalty, but this is a reaction that can end up at the end with a red card. And I'm a little bit surprised here that he is giving it to the goalkeeper and not the altercation that happened between, as you see, Shaheen is on the floor here, that happened in between. Maybe you will see. So after this action, which in my eyes is more a penalty than the first one, he's running, he's coming, he gives a push there to Shaheen, and then he gave a knock right in the ribs of Shaheen, and Shaheen, of course, experience goes on the floor.
Well, and that is why Shaheen is down, but Mohit Shabir, he has lots some complaints, but that complaints were too aggressive for the official, and that is why he has been booked, and there are more yellow cards coming out, I believe. There's the replay, and you were saying there might have been a penalty. Was that off the ball, brought down by Henry Kiseka?
I think it is, because he goes over his knee. He even is pulling his shirt a little bit. If I compare that with the one we had a couple of minutes ago, this one is more a penalty, but it's still not a big opportunity, because there's still 2 defenders around him also. We can't forget, even when he does the turn, ball could have been kicked away at that point, but this one was more of a penalty. But the reaction that he does afterwards is not necessary, and I'm sure here it was a little bit of a knock, and of course he's playing that, he's waiting if the referee is going to do about it, but I do not know if anyone saw it except us.
Well, indeed, but the assistant referee sure had his eyes on that incident. There's no VAR, of course, so not sure if there will be a red card or not, but the way you said it, the way we saw it, a card is sure coming. We have to wait and find which color it is, and look at that, he already has a strapping out there, and not sure if players know these internal things, but that blow is straight on that spot. Strong man up on his feet, but Mohit Shabir, he has gone into the books for this one. Comes out complaining and charging at Mario Bako, and that is why straight away The referee was right there. Unnecessary, really. We understand the frustration, but got himself in the books.
The biggest problem there is that he did it right in front of the referee. And Mario Bacco did it when I think no one was seeing, because I haven't seen anything that he got a yellow card or not for it. So I'm a little bit surprised about that, but as we said, there is no VAR, there's no moment of looking back at it, and the linesman, maybe he was following the ball already and he could not see what was happening there. For us it was right on the image, but almost a loss of the ball here.
Well, we continue with the game then. After a brief moment of pause, all those calculated will be added on surely at the end of 45, but Fran Gomez switches it back, but that'll also break the momentum of the game, that little pause, and maybe give Kashi a chance. That is a wayward pass from Sandeep Mandi, and that just gives away an opportunity for Royal Kashmir to charge forward, and thankfully sandwiched between the two defenders was Henry Kiseka.
But it's also a little bit the wrong choice there to play that long ball towards Henry Kiseka. Yes, he can maybe get in between those two defenders, but going for a run from that far every time again, I know that Real Kashmir plays quite often that football, and 1 or 2 years ago they had the same thing with coach Andrew Robertson to go and play that long ball a little bit quicker. But if there are 2-3 defenders waiting on you with one striker only, it becomes very difficult to win that duo. And Kiseka is not that tall as Krizo. Krizo is just a little bit taller than him. He has a bit more that body, but of course Kiseka can run quicker there.
Well, indeed, and every inch of height matters when you're playing that long ball forward at least. But Ishfaq Ahmed has tried to change a few things, different style as well from what we are generally habituated seeing Real Kashmir. But of course, that long ball is a part of those strategies from Real Kashmir. And, well, the front three, at least while attacking, remain that way, but the latter track back, and another poor cross, but straight to the hands of Mohit Shabir. To talk about Mohit Shabir, he has got 9 clean sheets in these 14 matches, which is massive. But that's not just him, that is the defense of Real Kashmir too.
Yeah, as I said before, it's quite a strong block if you look at it tactically. But let us first see here an opportunity.
Well, into Kashi with Fran Gomez. He likes to shoot from distance. Didn't connect well at all.
So as I was saying, it's that block, but did you see immediately the moment that Fran get the ball here, there's already 6-7 players back around the box. And that's the defensive strategy that at the end Real Kashmir uses a lot of times, is bring these bodies back in front of the box. Strong bodies there, they know how to get that ball away. It's not just kicking it somewhere, but then at the end trying to get quite a quick transition from defense to attack. But they do it the other way around also. They always have that block again, and we just saw a moment here where Henry went into a duo, got a little bit of a knock. I don't know if it was right on the face or not, but the referee made a decision there to blow it as a foul, or I think it will be waiting for the referee. We'll see it here again. It's a one-on-one duo. It's not really an arm there compared to the previous one that we saw.
Well, more of a clash. Henry Kiseka just getting a bit of treatment. Head injuries treated with priority. The concussion check as well made compulsory after all the incidents in the past. And hopefully he's all right. Henry Kiseka, big strong man. And as we were saying about the blocker at the back for Real Kashmir, and that is perfectly planned today by Ishfaq to bring in Kamalesa. And the reason why I say so is that even in the previous years, we have seen Real Kashmir being a team who are like giants at home in Kashmir because of the huge climatic differences, the changes. But away from home, they have struggled. This season, of course, they have found a few wins. But at the same time, they have got 3 out of their 4 losses away from home. And that is why they first want to make sure they do not concede, and then go forward, try and score a goal or 2, and look to capitalize into Kashi. In attack meanwhile, Edmund Lalrandika cuts in, finds Nikum. Their combination almost works again, just off target.
And This is where we said the difference in style. You have two wingers at Kashi who do these one dribbles one-on-one, try to find a space on the other side like they did right now. Good cross there. Maybe he could have taken that ball under control first, but of course one touch makes it very, very difficult to defend. But this is the difference in play between Kashmir and between Kashi. Kashi is back again here with a little bit of a shot, not good enough. But it's a different style of play, like we were discussing also. Real Kashmir goes on these transitions very quickly. Kashi is the footballing team with two wingers who try to go on the one-on-one duels and try to wait for 2-3 players to get into the box. Problem is, by that time there's already 5, 6, 7 players of Real Kashmir back.
Well, maybe a set piece can be a difference between the two sides, the way things are going. And for those options, one man is back in the squad today. He's in the bench for Kashi. Peter Hartley has been out of action since a good long while. Sandeep Mandi heads it out. That may be an option for later in the game, but we have to wait for finding out how things shape out in these first 45 minutes. Halfway through the first half already. And you were saying about wings, they have so many options in wings, which shows that Carlos Santamarina likes to use those weapons. Gianni Dos Santos as well, and Jackie Chand Singh. Here's a throw-in meanwhile. He's looking for a long one. Muhammad Hamad, the captain, with his arm, throws it long, a flick back. And a flick header again, wouldn't find a blue shirt in the box. They continue with the attack here. Haider Yusuf really on the overlap here. He's Muhammad Ahmad, a grounded cross and cleared away desperately, and this will help release pressure.
So as you were saying, indeed with the wings, it's something that we know in European football, and with Santa Maria being a Spanish coach, they want these lively wingers going in quick movements, and this is where in my eyes, but let us first see one-on-one duel here with a second opportunity, and almost the 1-0 here on a quick transition, as I was talking about.
That is excellent covering from Sandeep Mandi for a very poor defensive piece from Arindam. With his experience, that was a risky pass back, and it fell straight to Henry Kisek, and he almost just measured it to perfection.
This is where you need the help of your defenders indeed, who need to look at what is happening at which time and when do you need to go and help your goalkeeper or not. And this indeed was one of those moments. Let us see here with the corner, left footer, far post, and almost Shaheen, who was there ready to head that ball direction the goal again, but Kashi is not getting out of the pressure of Real Kashmir the last 2-3 minutes. Enrique Seca has a ball here, almost a shot with his left foot. He keeps fighting, struggling with that ball, trying to find an option or a teammate. And then of course you have the experience of Arindam here, who immediately tries to get on a transition for Kashi, but look how many defenders are back already. I told you these four, most of the times they know what their defensive tasks are, they're immediately back, and it is up to Kashi to find another opportunity than this.
Well, what a phase of play that, Steve. You were on end to end with that, but look at that bit of skill from Inam. Excellent work, but was fouled in the process. Not sure if there was too much to be given as a foul. A physical game, of course, but Lamela didn't like that. And here's a cross in. Kashi are struggling to defend against this Real Kashmir side, who are eager and desperate to find the lead. And the back line, we saw a moment ago, always there. When the fullbacks are on the overlaps, the defensive midfielders cover up, and the wingers have dropped deep. So it's very interesting the way Ishfaq has gone about with this strategy. Look at the fullbacks. It's Kamalisa and Carlos Lomba at the moment, and at defensive mid it's Adnan Ayub who has dropped because they were in attack, and the fullbacks are up front. And here's Inam. He has Jeremy in support. solid from Sumit Pasi, and oh, that's a bad challenge, and that will be a yellow card for sure.
I don't think that this was such a bad tackle at the end. If you look it from a footballing standpoint, he goes direction the ball, he puts his body right in front of it. We'll see here. Comes for it, goes direction the ball. Yes, he puts his foot forward, but the foot is on the floor. In footballing, it's a body tackle, let me say it that way. It was not to injure anyone, but it was a moment of putting his foot right at the place, right where the ball and the opponent's foot was. A little bit of a body tackle there, but not that bad for a tackle at the end.
A harsh one, but as far as stats are concerned, I can see that only 2 yellow cards, and that both of that has gone for Royal Kashmir, so which means Mario Barco probably avoided that argument of a yellow card there, and they probably managed to convince the official that it was Shahid Shaheen who was trying to make a drama out of it. But Royal Kashmir, they try and continue attacking all the way back to Arindam again, who is feeling the heat. He is feeling the pressure. When Vas with the header forward, that'll be comfortable.
Yeah, so we've clearly seen the differences in tactic between both teams and both coaches, where Real Kashmir is a little bit more focused on that defensive part. He's not playing in a low block, but they know exactly where to run at what time. And Kashi has more that fluidity moving forward, trying to get the ball direction their wingers. One of the things that they could be changing at half-time would be the wingers going quicker within the box, because now, as you've seen, maybe the Kashi wingers, they go one-on-one and then they wait. Maybe they should dribble a little bit quicker, but we are back on the other side here again. Long ball away, and it is again Real Kashmir who has that ball. Wayne Vas almost lost it there, but put his body around it.
Shahid Shaheen, he finds Haider Yusuf. So right now it is a different plan from Real Kashmir. They have the full-backs on the overlap since a good while. Inam, he's been bringing out those tricks today. Tried again and almost got the better of Byong. Oh, he cannot believe it. He thought it was a corner. It came off a defender, I believe. It was of Byong.
I think he should have played direction his teammate a little bit quicker, who's waiting behind him. Right now he tried getting that dribble or maybe that corner, but they were not successful.
Well, almost the half an hour mark, and you were talking about the wingers going forward. Here's Edmund waiting for Lamela. Here's Jordan Lamela, delivers in the box, and Shahid Shaheen with his body in front of goal saves Real Kashmir.
Yes, so this was indeed what I was saying. Try to go one-on-one with those defenders, get quicker at the back of the line, because the defenders at Kashmir, a little bit from a standpoint here, are not the quickest. So if you always turn around and you got two big bodies in front of you with Shaheen, for an example, it is very difficult to bring these crosses good. If you go at the back of the line, they struggle a little bit more.
True that, but we saw the possession stats, 51% in favor of Real Kashmir and 49 for Kashi. But I hope those instructions are coming from Santa Marina as well towards the wingers, and that'll help them more. I'm sure he's noting all those down as well, and the way he can breach this Real Kashmir defense. And talking about pace, would really be interested to see Gianni Dos Santos. His combination has also been good with the team. He's found a goal just a while ago in Shillong, where they got a 1-0 win away from home after the I-League resumed.
He's someone indeed who, in my eyes, can make a difference in this season. Maybe they should have brought him at the beginning of the season. Played in top quality teams in the Netherlands. Sparta Rotterdam, played for Dordrecht, which are teams in the highest or in the second division in the Netherlands, which, as we know, is a very strong competition also. Has played in the Canadian League. So he has, even at his young age, because he's 25, he has that experience of playing at a good level, scored goals over there also. So at the end, he would be someone who can make a difference in the second part of the competition for Kashi.
Well, indeed, but again, a similar idea. They're trying to cut in and allow the fullbacks to overlap, or maybe the midfielders on the overlap, and try to fool the defenders, but they need some pace and burst down the wings. Both of these wingers do have the pace and the quality, but it's just the idea that they're going with right now is more of cutting inside. And here's another long throw into Kashi, trying to get the lead before half time. Switch of direction. Here's Sumit Pasi, expected to go long. Once it's there, and the whistle was gone before the ball reached Mario Barco.
Maybe it was already from the previous ball. Could have been already that the ball came back and there was maybe an offside already. Because on this one, it cannot be. This is no offside. This is clearly no offside. And I don't see the flag going up here. So it must have been a foul then. That's what I'm guessing, because there was no offside. Two players were at the right position, but we're on the other side here already again.
Well, and there was a foul just at the edge of the box. And well, whose favor has it gone in? It is in favor of Real Kashmir, or rather Kashi, thankfully. Otherwise, that could have been a penalty. Oh, but what is the decision? We're still confused. It is a free kick for Kashi. There's an Kashi man down. Fran Gomez, I believe, another high-profile player coming from Spain. Played for Atletico under 17, under 19, as well as signed for Atletico B and then loaned out here to Kashi. It hasn't found that spark yet.
It's a little bit of a weird choice also. We were discussing this before the game, coming from a top team like that, coming here and immediately maybe having to put an impact. He's still a young guy also, let us not forget that. Maybe he's come here through the link indeed that there is with Atletico, but you also need to have that right mentality and mindset to immediately want to put that difference inside the game. And maybe he will need some time to be able to adjust here.
Well, indeed, another thing, given that wherever you play, you need to have that, as you said, mentality. Even if you look at the big players, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo going down to Saudi Arabia, but he has the mentality there as well to come in, score every game, try and win games. You have to be there at your best. It's not like you come to a different tier of a league and then think it'll be easy and then sit for things to happen. It doesn't work that way. You have to bring out your best every time you step on the pitch. And it is a corner for Real Kashmir, meanwhile.
Yeah, that's indeed what you said already. Players going, for an example, to the Saudi Arabia League. You've seen that Jordan Henderson already left again. Benzema is thinking about leaving. Other players wanting to go. It's indeed, you go to a league, you need to give your full, you need to be at 100%, and this was an opportunity for him maybe to go on a quick transition, but it is not easy for a young guy like that either. We need to be honest about that. Comes into a fully different culture. The first time was probably out of Spain because he has played there, and then at the end coming here, it is not easy to go and make a difference in, at the end, a senior competition. We can't forget that with some players who have played at La Liga within his team, for an example, already. So it's not easy for him to make an impact immediately. And you come into a different place, it's a lot, I can't really say hotter because in Spain it's quite hot also, but the humidity is different. So I think for him it will take some time indeed, but will he get that time? Season is very small here. Maybe within 3-4 months he's back already, gone back to Spain, and maybe we've never seen his real potential.
Well, maybe. He is still young, as we said, and there was a foul on Jordan Lamela. But one question mark which remains, I'll get back to it after this attack. Mario Barco running forward, and he has seen a pass through to Fran Gomez. He has seen Edmund and he'll wait for the overlap. Brings out those tricks and finds Byong driving inside the box. This might be the moment, but there was that line of defense of Royal Kashmir which is so hard to go past.
And as I said before, I know that the fullbacks are not the quickest, as you see here. There is the opportunity to go, and he did that right. He went to the back of the line, tried to look for his teammate, but the experience here, knowing where to put your body and where the passing line will be, that was the perfect defending also for Real Kashmir here.
That was clever though from Edmund, but here's Lamela with the corner. They're getting a few of them, but look at that anticipation from Mohit Shabir. Collects it comfortably. Well, there's an in-swinging one, but look at where Mohit Shabir is standing. He's almost already in his mind a step ahead of Kashi, where he knows where the ball is coming. And getting back to what I was saying, a question mark put forward is about Kashi's midfield. There are so many names out there: Frank Homers, Jordan Lamela, Julian Perez, all of them in the midfield. But I know they like to play down the wings, but they always bypass that midfield, and it feels like there's no midfield at all for Kashi.
It's a little bit like I said, and it's great to have all Spanish players or from one country in that midfield together, but how do they cope with coming here, being in a different culture, in a different country, in a different continent? It's a mindset that needs to be right, and if your mindset is right, you cope everywhere. You're going to go for it and you're going to do everything. But maybe the link between the Indian players and the Spanish players, I do not know. Is it a good link? Is the connection great? It needs to be a family on and off the pitch. That can be maybe the reason that they are not finding each other.
Well, maybe. And when you bring such high-profile players, you also need to make sure they can all settle down, work as a family, as you said. Here's a cross, grind it in, and now Carlos Lomba. That's a bad giveaway, and more of an ambitious attempt. And Mario Barco pulled down by Muhammad Hamad. They're getting a bit physical this game. And Muhammad Hamad is the captain of Real Kashmir.
Yeah, there's just a one-on-one where Mario Barco is also looking for him at the end. He's looking to get that ball, to get that foul for him. He knows that he's still more than 50 meters away from the goal. So at the end, he tries to get a ball there, but they lost the ball that quickly already again. And that's where Kashi right now is they are having some pressure moments, but they're not playing it out very well. They lose the ball a little bit too quickly. Ball position in midfield, as you said also, they can't keep the ball, and it is quite a lot of times it is all dangerous from the wings. That's what we've seen. Or it is Kashi who goes on transition against Kashmir in a quick movement, but that block is ready there already, and that right now is a problem that they are having and facing. So again, on the wings, that's where the danger moments are with Edmund here.
Well, Edmund, he cuts in, tries to be clever there, and Mario Barco almost... one combination which has been constantly positive is Mario Barco and Edmund. They almost read each other, but there's a yellow card for simulation against Mario Barco. He felt a nudge. It was soft, but the way he went down appealing.
It's a perfect run. Also good pass here from Edmund. Comes from the outside. Shaheen didn't really see him, but the moment that he came, he knew he's there. So I'm just going to put my body right in front of it. He touches a little bit the back of the foot, but we also already have seen before in the previous matches that Mario Barco tries to look for that penalty and tries to go on the floor, and referees know this. They know that this is happening. So at the end, moments like that needs to be clearer to get the penalty. As I said, the previous one was a bit clearer than this. This would have been too easy to get a penalty.
Well, and it was building up for Mario Barco. The frustration, once or twice, those challenges and pushes, and that led to this one. Initially, if it would have been the start of the game or suddenly a player goes down, you wouldn't see that being carded. But Edmund, he has been shining in that left wing position, coming in from Bengaluru FC. Not getting too much game time there has been from the Bengaluru youth setup, and here he's getting those starts. And here's another youngster, Gayaman Nikum. That is a poor cross, and that is what Mario Parco is trying to explain him.
Yeah, these are the moments where you see the difference between a young player and the experience that's in the back of Kashmir. They will not let them do a cross there on the floor. So at the end, young players, they need to learn to look where to pass, where to find their teammate. And that was indeed the case here, for an example, with Mario Barco, who was asking that ball just around the 16-yard box, but the delivery didn't come.
Well, Mario Barco, talking about him, he's one who likes to provide as well as score, top goal scorer for Inter Kashi, but top assist provider of the tournament. 5 goals and 9 assists is what Mario Barco has, and he's played 12 games and not all the 14. And here's Julian Perez, who delivers with power in the box, and the header is not really well connected, and that'll go out for a Real Kashmir throw. And Nikum, against a physical side like Real Kashmir, is struggling a bit.
Good header there, a good try of a header against Shaheen. And then indeed, ball goes out. Maybe again a run that's not really necessary to go and run 30-40 meters direction that sideline, and then at the end kick it out yourself. Those are the moments that an experienced player would not have gone. He would have just let the ball go out, take my time, I will do my sprint when it becomes something dangerous. And that's what you have with quite a lot of young players. They're not thinking about these moments. They see the ball and they think, I will get there. But we're back on a transition moment here.
Well, that was a good switch from Inam, and Jeremy driving inside finds a shot as well. And the dip was just a second later, the moment it crossed the goal line. Otherwise, that could have been 1-0.
And it was a shot direction the far post, but not good enough to really put any damage direction the goal. But you saw immediately Captain Arindam telling his teammates, how is that possible that he gets that freedom to do that dribble to the inside and to do that shot? That's where players need to be thinking a lot quicker. But again, it's like we say, it's the difference in experience between both teams. And it shows on certain moments like this where Inter Kashi should have been defending a little bit better, and where on the other side Real Kashmir does these moments much better.
Well, we're approaching the half-time mark, and both the teams, even though have got some attempts in, haven't found the goal. That is another awkward looking pass from Sandeep towards Arindam. They're just trying to keep away from that Real Kashmir press, and hence forcing themselves to play that pass backward. Here's Shaheen, a one-on-one against Mario Barco. There's a little battle going on between the two, but now with that yellow card, he'll struggle a bit to carry on with it. Kamalisa, haven't seen much of him in the last few minutes, and now he's distributing play. And Mario Barco was tracking back from an offside position. Well, that was a good header from Sumit Pasi in terms of defending.
And again, a useless run. You saw there to go and try to get that ball. I don't understand what he's trying to do there. You have Shaheen who's there already covering the ball. It's still 20, 30, 40 meters extra that you're going to sprint. And within 2 minutes, you have an opportunity where you should go at 100% sprint. And then you can't do it because you just did a useless moment of really no point. And that is that difference in quality, in thinking, in using your brain at the right time. And that's what you see is the main difference between both teams.
Well, 3 minutes added on, and I 100% agree, but just will put a point in favor of the player where somewhat he believes he maybe has the energy and also the eagerness to go and steal the ball. But then, of course, you need to have the mind when to run and not to run. Of course, I agree to that point. No question marks on that. But those little things rather, can change the outcome of a game. And here's Mario Barco, has got some space, a heavy touch. And all the way back to Mohit Shabir, who clears his lines. Jeremy. And now Sumit Basi. He's so much grown into that right full back position. And again, Nikum couldn't control. Possession exchanging feet quickly here. And a quick exchange. Inam has been at the receiving end of such pushes. And now Adnan. And not too many options. And good tracking back from Edmund. Just cutting off that line. He knew there was only one option waiting. And then Kashi have a chance to build up again. And he goes long towards Edmund and Mario Barco. And there was no one in support. Sometimes they just try to be clever. But the cleverness, needs at least someone to combine with.
It was also just not a good action from Mario Barco. They didn't really have a point when flicking that ball in between the legs. One player behind him, one player on the right side, could have just pushed the ball, get that triangle, but here Edmund, with a one-on-one chance, should have done better, but we're not finished yet. Still a second opportunity here.
Well, Nikum chasing it. But tell you what, that was an open net gaping for Edmund. He should have released it, just pass it into the net. And Santa Marina will not be happy with that, I'm sure. And attacks continue. Inam, he's doing so well to control the ball today. And no matter how many defenders around him, he just manages to get that ball with him. But again, we'll maybe see a replay of that. Should have just passed it in. Mohit Shabir was not in position, I believe. And he just took a step or two forward. By when a keeper like Mohit Shabir, who has 9 clean sheets and the confidence, will come forward.
We'll see it here, pushes the ball a little bit too far on the left side, where I think if he kicks here already, you see that one touch where he pushes the ball to the left. If he kicks it on the first post even, the first post was completely open. Power shot, very difficult for the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper was too far open side. Would have been good if we could see it one more time to really explain, but you saw that the goalkeeper was open. That was an opportunity for the 1-0 here first.
Well, indeed, but the opportunity is gone, and the whistle as well. It is half time in match number 99. It's all square between Real Kashmir and Kashi. The team travelling will somewhat be happy that they haven't conceded, but they are generally habituated not conceding. But then the headache for them is not scoring. But at the same time, Kashi, if they want something and a big end to the tournament, they need to score goals, and they need to score at least one here to find a win. Even scoring one is difficult, but if they keep wasting chances, they really will not be able to. And there's the stats at half time. 55% for Kashi, crawled back in that. 45 for Real Kashmir. 4 shots from Kashi to 3 from Real Kashmir. Only one of them on target from both the sides. A few fouls here and there. 1 yellow card for Mario Barco. 2 yellow cards for Real Kashmir. 3 corners for Kashi and 2 for Real Kashmir. Pretty much at the end of 45 in balance. We'll have a look at the shot stats before we move ahead into further discussions. 4 shots from Kashi, 1 each from Edmund, Fran Gomes, Mario Barco and Nico. Mario Barco has been a little frustrated a figure on the pitch and needs more composure, needs more focus. He has got all those abilities as well as stats working in his favor. But here's the 3 shots from Real Kashmir, 2 outside the box. Haider Yusuf, Kamalesa and Jeremy with an attempt each. Well, 9 fouls as well, a little too many. Fran Gomes with 3, Mario Barco with 2, Deepak Devrani, Lamela, Julian Perez and Basi getting involved as well. But they need to find better ways to open up the goal mouth. These fouls are just stopping the momentum, slowing it down. 7 fouls from Real Kashmir and 1 each for 7 different players. Adnan Ayub, Carlos Lomba, Kamalesa, and Jeremy Muhammad Hamad and Muhammad Anam. I believe Wayne Vaz was also involved once where he got the yellow card.
Yeah, there was one moment indeed where Wayne Vaz also got a moment and indeed received a card there. But we will see the highlights here first of the first half, which was quite entertaining. Two different styles of play between two different teams in the league table, even if it's only one position right now. But with goals, we saw Edmund doing his dribbles on the left side, as we know, with Nickham almost on a one-touch here. Some physicality between both teams, and then, as I said, trying to find that back line, and that was the most dangerous moments for Kashi.
Well, he was booked for simulation, but this moment, that is the point you wanted him to shoot. We all wanted him to shoot. This is the place, the near post gaping open, and that is what I was saying as well, and you pointed out too. But the coach trusts him and his players. We'll maybe see a few changes in the second half, but all that entertainment awaits upcoming after the break. Stay tuned. At halftime, it's Kashi 0 and Royal Kashmir 0. Welcome back for second half action here at the Kalyani Municipal Stadium. It is Inter Kashi who are up against Real Kashmir FC. The Snow Leopards are away from home. Their struggle and battle goes on. 3 wins, 3 losses away, but here it is all square, and they look to change things. They look to get another win in the bag, but Inter Kashi at home, they want to be the side getting the upper hand, and they want to be the side on the higher side of the table and not in the middle, not in the bottom. They want that top 3, top 4 spot to their name, and for that they need points, and for that they need 3 full points, not just 1, not just 1, and that is why they need wins.
And I think second half will be a copycat of the first one. Quite an entertaining game, fluidly going up and down with the different sides of play, but as you see, both players here respecting each other, having a little bit of a laugh before the game, and then with inside the game there is of course the fights that are going to happen. This is how football is, and that's the greatness of that little game that we are looking at here. Real Kashmir will try to come away with 3 points, but Inter Kashi has a different side of play and want to move up the table. And immediately we have another first opportunity here with again Henry Kiseka being so strong inside that box. Good cross, but the ball was just missed, and Arindam was very strong here on that moment.
Well, he needed to get a touch, and that very important fingertips to it from Arindam. Otherwise, Jeremy was there, or rather Adnan Ayub diving in. And what a start to the second half. It is Real Kashmir in their blue stripes from right to left, just for an introduction, and Inter Kashi from left to right in this second half. We'll wait to find out if there has been any changes, but even if not, there soon will be. And at the bottom of your screen, the scroll for the players on pitch right now. There's one of them, Deepak Devrani, Sandeep Mandi, an Indian backline trusted by head coach Santa Marina in the absence of Peter Hartley. And of course myself, Vash Verkosh, and Steve Leon with me in the combox. We have enjoyed 45 minutes of end-to-end action, and we expect the same. And that's I'm not sure if he saw the empty space, but it was looking like a misdirected cross rather.
Yeah, I think it was a cross rather than a shot at goal, but of course if it would go in, you know well enough that a player would say it was on purpose. But both moments, the first moment of the first half and the second half, was Kashmir with an opportunity because of their high press at that point. Only thing is they've not been able to do that a whole game, but again we have Henry Kinseka here using his body, and he tries to do that a little bit the same way as Griso. Both have a big body up front, know how to use it, and that's one of the power plays that Real Kashmir is playing this season.
Well, I'm sure you saw that what Kamalisa did there twice or thrice maybe. Initially, first time when he received the ball, it was Edmund tracking back. He waited for him to come and the other man to get free and then release the ball. And here's Edmund. He releases the ball in perfect time. And here's attackers running forward. Jordan Lamela misses all of those attackers, and a wayward cross. We expect better from the foreign contingent with so much experience, and Wayne Vaz just loses control.
Very bad cross there. Moment that should have done a lot better. Was only 2 players inside the box of Inter Kashi and 1 player of Kashmir, but a moment that we would have expected a quality ball. The ball didn't end up anywhere, and we cannot say that it is about the pitch, because I know Kalyani Stadium very well. Quality pitch, quality to train on and to play on, but these kind of moments just need to be better to finish that opportunity.
Well, there's a chance at the far post. Byong sees it go beyond. Inches away from both teams getting 1 each to start the game.
Mario Bacco at the right position to do a header, but on the far post was not followed in at the right time, and that could have been the 1-0 for Inter Kashi. It's the same as in the first half. First chance for Kashmir, and then Inter Kashi taking over with end-to-end football and opportunities on both sides.
Well, in fact, just a little correction. It was Deepak Devrani there at the far post trying to head it in, and just goes beyond him that ball. And a bright attack. And the set pieces, as we were expecting, might be the difference, and almost turned out to be. And here's Muhammad Hamad with the long throw. The captain's armband glowing, but it'll glow more if he can provide something. Oh, that's passed into the path of a real Kashmir man, who just fires it wide. And it was Haider Yusuf.
It's those kind of moments that at the end, at this level, you just expect more. You get that freedom, a ball lost, you're one-on-one to be able to do a cross. These crosses just need to be better, and it is something that I've been seeing, and I've been working a lot with in our football here in India. It's something that happens too much. You come one-on-one in the corner, you need to know where to put that ball, and then you just see a ball flying literally to nowhere. And it's something that once you play at the higher stages, at the higher levels, these kind of balls, here again, you got on a one-on-one, there's no offside, you see that there's two players in the box. Let us hope that we get an opportunity here.
Well, Nikum, he felt a pull from behind, but he didn't go down. He continued with the run, but there were options at the edge of the box waiting for Nikum to pass. Look at that run, promising, felt a pull, could have gone down, but there were 2 or 3 players waiting.
You saw that movement of Lamela going there. Lamela was almost at the penalty point. The moment that Nikum is going on that line, Lamela moves immediately to maybe receive that ball. But if you looked at the head of Nikum, he didn't even look. But we had another opportunity here with Arindam knocking that ball away, and Henry Kiseka doing his defensive job. Jeremy chasing that ball right now, and Fran thinking, I'm not going to take any risk.
Well, but again, those chances are coming, but they're not just using it well enough. And these are things which can really decide the outcome of the match. And when you're not getting those goals, from where will the results come? And here's Gayama Nikum. There's a change in flanks, and he's bursting down with pace, and this time he goes down, and that is more clear a foul than ever. And his pace, as you mentioned, the pace troubling Royal Kashmir defenders, it has once again.
Yeah, it's something that I said from the beginning, and it's something here that when I was talking about looking around, you saw that he ran for around 50 meters, and if you checked his head, in those 50 meters he looked only once. And that's the main difference with players who are playing, for example, in Europe at the top levels. They're doing a sprint like that, and within that sprint they've looked 3, 4, 5 times to know exactly where the players are. But as you mentioned, indeed, he was there, did the run, one-on-one, was quicker, foul at a very good spot here for an opportunity for Inter Kashi to score the opening goal.
Well, can this be the moment? Julian Perez and Edmund Lalventika, both of them standing on the set piece. A few good headers of the ball inside the box. Scanning is the word to be used while making that run, which coaches do teach. Of course, you're the best one to say about it, as you mentioned already. But now, more than that, it is a dangerous opportunity. And look at that lining at that far post. Mario Parco and all of them standing in a line, ready to disperse the moment the free kick is hit. Julian Perez, a different idea, but a very poor one. It was read already by Inam, and now they can launch a counter. But not sure if he has seen the options up front, and Fran Gomez will steal it off. There were few runners, and again, the scanning, where was it?
He was just looking literally in front of him. I think at that first moment when he pushes halfway the pitch, you had on the left side, I'm not sure if it was Henry Kinseka or if it was his brother who was running with him there. He could have passed that ball on the left side immediately inside the middle area, but he touches it too far and the ball is gone.
Oh well, he's on a yellow and he has to be careful. Haider Yusuf, but he'll just get a warning for the time being. Ashish Tiwari just having a word exchange, just coming late into it. Could have been a yellow?
No, again, I don't really think so. If I look it from a footballing standpoint, he doesn't go with his foot forward, keeps his feet quite close to himself, puts his body in front of it. But sometimes it's also the way that someone goes over the person, the way you fall, that it feels that, or it seems like the tackle was hard. But he didn't put his foot forward. He just goes with, at the end, almost with his legs into the tackle, which is never an intention to hurt someone. And if you want to get a red card on moments like those, in my opinion, it needs to be the intention of hurting someone. Otherwise, it can be a yellow, but I don't think that this one was hard enough to get a second yellow there.
Well, and again, a wasted ball inside the box towards Mohit Shabir. And yeah, indeed, Haider Yusuf just taking himself away from that intent, as we mentioned, not much malice. And there's a foot race. Kayaman Nikum with the tricks, and Wayne Vaz with the solidity in the back line. And there's some pressure, and pressure almost pays off. But Lamela and Franco miss the communication is under question marks, and maybe somewhere I believe we might soon see the likes of Vikas Singh coming on along with or maybe Tomba Singh coming on along with Gianni Dos Santos. We have no confirmation, but the reason I say that is Kayaman Nikum is the most likely candidate to go off, and if you have to bring on a foreigner, you have to take one off as well. So in that case we might see Tomba coming in the midfield. Well, Henry Kiseka fighting for possession. Oh, that's a cheap giveaway. And play on, says the ref. Jeremy Asina, one at the far post. And again, his weaker left. The crossing, the quality has been missing so far. But can Issa provide? He does indeed. And the header somehow has missed from anywhere near the target.
Do you see the difference in quality of cross? And this is what I mean at the end. Here he goes on that left side, the first one, brings the cross nowhere, but this is quality just outside the 6-yard box, or just inside the 6, but where the goalkeeper can't make it. That always needs to be a goal, always needs to be a goal at that point, and he just does not good enough to put the opening goal, Jeremy, here.
Well, how has that not got in? That is open net. You need to direct it goalwards at this level of the game when you're playing the I-League. But he has been very promising, do not get me wrong, Jeremy. Throughout the season, he has been providing quality tricks and goals. But these chances, you need to convert. And here's Jordan Lamela. There's only 3 attackers, and look at the number of defenders. Edmund, good bit of skill, still finds a cross. Jordan Lamela, that is another scuffed attempt. And even after a poor first touch, Edmund recovered. But then, well, an end-to-end. You're just pointing it out to me, Steve. And here's Inam with the run. Royal Kashmir in attack. Inam trusts his abilities with his footwork. Inam again does a little extra. And that extra probably wasn't needed, but the attack continues. Jeremy delivers, and another free header. Adnan didn't read it.
The moments that we are seeing here on both sides, the misses that we are seeing, it's a little bit unbelievable for words. We can say, yeah, maybe the ball is a little bit too high, but he doesn't really jump either. We need to be honest, it was only a small jump. These kind of moments, you need to go full for that goal. Your jump needs to be clear. You see the ball coming. You know the goalkeeper can't make it on that line of the 6-yard. 99% of the goalkeepers won't come there. That needs to be a perfect header. These are moments on both sides that right now, it could have been 2-2 or 3-3 already. But it is still 0-0. And I'm starting to feel that the team who scores 1 goal will be the team who takes 3 points.
And there was a very high boot, not such intent to hurt again, and that's by no card. But even Lamela on the other side of the pitch, where Edmund miscontrolled, but then a good bit of trickery and acceleration to find a pass in, And he missed, and here's another cross, another chance. Everyone has missed it, but Edmund has seen it. Driving inside, still tried to be clever, but Lamela, it was a bit away from him, difficult to control. Should have crossed it in the box, Steve.
Yeah, these kind of moments as a coach, I get so angry. Why that trickery over there? Your first touch that you did was good. You're completely free. Bring that ball properly. No, you want to do trickery. Your teammate can't get the ball because of that, and immediately there's a possibility for a counter attack. And here we see another altercation, a little bit with the elbow, lightly. But these moments, I know it all looks nice on television. It's good to have that little flick and what and how. But me as a coach personally, it's those moments I get so angry at players. Players, simple ball could give you an opportunity for a goal. Now you lose the ball and counter attack maybe.
Well, that is one thing to learn and grow when you are a player. When you have all those tricks, we have seen him do well with those tricks at times, but you just need to know when to do and when just stop yourself from doing it. You just do not need to commit to that urge or that, there's a bit of a thing going on in your mind where you want to bring out those tricks, but you have to restrict yourself. And a foul has been given for not much, but a little movement of the hand. And Carlos Javier Santa Marina, he isn't happy. Everyone is frustrated in this Royal Kashmir setup. Not just the foul, but the misses.
Good long ball there. Little bit of a push in Shaheen's back. I can understand, because otherwise Shaheen has the ball with his head. I can understand that they blow for it. But we were talking about these trickeries. Look, on one side, it's not that I will be angry or us as coaches will be angry just at the players for doing these trickeries, because at the end, if it gives you an opportunity of scoring, yeah, you will be happy with what they've done. But it's that thing that I've got as a feeling, and we got here an opportunity first for Real Kashmir, but too long again. He run with the ball. There's 5 players inside the box. Why do you need to keep running there? Bring that ball as hard as possible. One deflection, if it is from your own teammate or from the other team, could have been an opportunity at goal.
Rena McKinnon blocked. They are sure going back to the finishing training routines after this. Both these teams, number of chances, not one, not two, time and again, especially in the second half. They've got back-to-back chances. They're surely going back to that drawing board and planning out a finishing session and doing it over and again.
Yeah, indeed. It's those moments that you just need to be doing better. You get inside that box, a chance inside the box, a dribble inside the box, always need to give you an opportunity. Does not mean that every ball will be going in, but it needs to give you an opportunity of having a goal or having a shot at goal. And right now we always see that ball ending up inside the box but not finishing it off, and it's a big problem at the end. And we were talking there, here is one of these guys who can do these dribbles. He will see maybe his teammate, again not good enough, but a good second opportunity there. Edmund was looking, tried to play that ball. Again, I'm saying it is not bad, gets that ball back, does a good shot over there. But these passes, if that is a quality pass, his teammate is one-on-one with the defender, and it gives you the opportunity of a shooting chance here.
But some good defending as well there, just cutting off the line. He almost read. He's been fooled a few times in the first half, but right now, but the shot needed to be better. He scored a similar goal in the last match at this very stadium, and he was looking for another 4-1 win versus Namdhari coming into this for Kashi, where Edmund, Mario Barco, Deepak Devrani and Tomba, all of them scored. And Edmund had an assist too, and even Mario Parco, he had 1 goal and 2 assists in that very game. So today has been a different day altogether. Henry Kiseka is down, struggling his first start after long.
Got down a little bit bad on his foot, maybe got onto the knee of his opponent, but it was not really a duel where, again, we would say it's a bad moment. But we are looking here, trying to get that ball maybe direction the far post. We see Vaz waiting, we see Kiseka waiting. and they will try to get with one of these balls to score the opening goal. Carlos is going to bring that ball far post.
A header inside, and Hulan Perez will clear it. Real Kashmir continue. Adnan Ayub, and here's Kamalisa. All the blue shirts have stayed forward, perfectly measured to the right hand side. A bit overweight that pass, and hence cleared away by Beong. But Real Kashmir look very, very positive, and they want to get the goal. The 1 hour mark is gone past. It's still all square between the two teams, and whenever there's a throw in at that very region, we'll see the captain Muhammad Hamad rising. And Real Kashmir, they need to score here. Another long throw, a flick back, and this time it is a defensive one and a corner.
Yeah, and it's something that I've seen upcoming in the last year, 18 months, more and more into Indian football, if it's been in I-League 2 or CFL. A lot of guys and a lot of teams who are trying to get a player who can throw that ball inside the first zone, having 2-3 big bodies to make a deflection direction the third zone, as we see with the corner here also. And it's been something that more and more teams have been training on, because I've seen it also within I-League 2, but let us look this opportunity here. Kiseka trying to put his body. So we get these balls thrown in direction the first zone. 2-3 big bodies. Now this is Henry Kiseka. You see him standing ready there already to try to get that ball in the first zone. 2 players who are running direction the third zone to get the deflection and try to have a simple header, as you see here right now. First touch trying to get on the first zone, and immediately Lomba trying to get to the far post. It's been trained on, and you see it more and more in Indian football. It's something that you need to, defensive wise, talking to your players, teaching them where to be and teaching them what to do to get that ball.
Well, indeed, there's so many things going on inside. Another good delivery towards the far post, and everyone missing it. They want a corner, Real Kashmir, but they haven't got it. But it was a replay, back-to-back chances. Look at that, in swinging, and no one made that run eventually. Just stopped there. Wayne Vash, Shahir Shaheen, probably in the back of the mind, they knew if there was a header lost, they have to track back. And the changer, it is indeed Tomba Singh, who is coming on in place of Nikum, but we'll see if Gianni Dos Santos comes on along with him. It is Gianni Dos Santos. Well, some points for me, Steve.
Yeah, indeed, you did the right suggestions here, and that can indeed make a difference. Let us see what they will bring to the team, but as I said already, Gianni Dos Santos, quality player, played in the Netherlands at a very high level, and he has already proven in the 2 matches that he was here scoring a goal. He can make a difference as a substitute.
Well, he can. He has got all those good qualities of a proper winger. Pace, decision making, crossing, shooting, everything you want, the basics right. And here's Pyong trying to get his basics right in defending. Most of the times has got it. And a while ago we saw pressure moments and some good defending as well from Sandeep Mandi. One rare time in all those attacks we could say actually where we shielded off Henry Kiseka. That it was some good defending to stop that attack. And all the way back to the Kashi defense. And a launch long and a pull on Mario Barco. He continues his run. He has seen Edmund with some free space. Cuts to the left. Mario Barco again towards Gianni Dos Santos. Little away from him, and be it whoever on the flanks, the quality has been missing.
And you see immediately that they are looking for him. He knows where to go, in what position he needs to stand. If that ball would have been better, he was free in that area, could have had a simple header.
Here's Inam, and that's a giveaway under pressure. Tomba, he'll add more dimensions to that midfield. Gianni runs out of space, just into the game, fresh legs, fresh ideas, and maybe this will make a difference. And that is where Tomba comes into play. The solid block in the midfield which was missing. All those Spaniards in midfield. Of course, big amount of quality, but then you need to prepare a team, and that is where you get results. Julian Perez towards Byong. Doesn't have too many options wide, except Mario Barco far up front, who was trying to make that run. Clever flick. And now Tomba. Sumit Basi combining with Gianni. And just you can just see that they're not yet well linked in terms of the mental part of the game. Still new to the setup, and as you mentioned in the first half itself, maybe these players could have come into the setup at the start of the season, and then right now they would have been more and more fruitful. Edmund tracking back, quick to see that, and forced back, and now he'll get it, Edmund, and has so much free space in front of him to run, and wrong option, and given away to Kiseka. He has Issa, but 3 orange shirts. Continuous phases of attack. Wayne Vasa, not his general position to play in, but finds a brilliant pass. Kamalisa drives it and blocked by the orange wall.
And now we need to look at the quick transition. As I said, Kashi uses that quite often. Tries to find Edmund. Edmund does his famous dribbling with his right foot that we know. In the meantime, these little flicks that he can do, very difficult to defend. But as we've seen also within the first couple of minutes of Gianni Dos Santos being on the pitch, he has received 4 or 5 times the ball already, and what I just saw is I think he's going to take the free kick.
Gianni? Well, we'll find out if he takes the free kick. And Kamalisa has given away that, and it seems to be Gianni Dos Santos. There are a good few free kick takers in this squad, but this is very far out. Sometimes from the screens we feel it is nearby and just an easy shot, but it is a million miles away when you're on the pitch. And maybe a different idea. They like to experiment. And Kamalisa and Lamela. It is Gianni who goes for goal. What a shot, matched up by Mohit Shapi's right palm.
And did you see what he did before shooting first? He pushed the ball a little bit to the right side, having one of his teammates in front of the ball that the referee couldn't see it. Pushes that ball a little bit to the right side, that the wall is not 100%. And then he had a little bit of more freedom to shoot that ball direction to goal.
Well, so now he's on the corner kick as well. A new trait, a new attribute added to the newly signed Gianni Dos Santos. Can he bring glory to Kashi? Some issues in the box to deal with. It is again Shahid Shaheen and Mario Barco involved. Shahid will get a word from the official. But there are a few more players warming up in the background of the picture. Ishfaq Ahmed also getting his tactic boards ready, his changes ready. But it is Gianni. Oh, clever. Almost plays it in the run-up, but poor delivery again. And Byong has a chase to make. He needed to slide in. It does slide in.
Yeah, these are moments indeed where you need to do better than this. Referee is going to come to Coach Santa Marina because he just pushed that ball away. He threw it over the defender. But sometimes this is a little bit too much to go and immediately blow. He didn't throw the ball at the player or anything, just threw it over when the player came to ask it. These are moments at the end that happens within a game. You see it here, he has the ball, instead of giving it to the defender, he throws it over the defender just for his team to get back into position. These are moments that happen, and we got an opportunity here on the left side with a shot, but again, only with that right foot. I think if he would have pushed further direction the left side in the box, it could have been dangerous.
Well, indeed. And there's a free runner which Kamalisa has spotted. How well measured was that pass, but he should have taken down in his first touch, which he couldn't. And now a cross in towards Henry Kiseka, sandwiched between the defenders. And Sumit Basi well, I've started to believe he's more of a right back now. And now Tomba with the acceleration and a rugby match out there. Tomba brought down. And no card for this one. Just stopping the attack. Foul and a free kick.
That would have been more of a yellow card, this one, because that's indeed a transition that you can make. I know it's a very long way from the other side, but these moments, immediately 2-3 players are gone. You can do that run immediately. These are moments that maybe a yellow card should be there.
Well, it is already very late in the game, but just to let all the viewers who have still stuck in to know, or let them know, that Royal Kashmir, of course, they have met in Kashi once before this season itself on the 28th of November, and that was a 4-0 win for Royal Kashmir at home, and that is how dangerous they are at home. Maqsood, Krizo, Carlos Lomba and Inam getting a goal each in that fixture as Royal Kashmir move in attack. Could have opened up some space, but again the wrong option, and maybe we'll soon see the likes of Asrar Rabar or Atiba Matar, who is generally seen down the flanks, or maybe Ramdina, but they are sure missing Krizo, their top goal scorer this season with 8 goals and 4 assists. And just a trivia, he has scored in all 3 of their last 3 wins.
And just a trivia, when he played against United, he didn't score. But this is at the end the moments that you look at and you know what he can do. He's very, very strong inside that box. He uses his body very well. But at the end, these are moments that they are, I'm sure, missing him here right now. And for Kashmir, if we look a little bit at the league table, in my eyes, with 9 matches to go for them, it's a little bit the last chance if they still want to play for the title. It's still 9 matches, but if they end up the game today with a draw, they have 27 points with 15 matches, which is the same as Mohammedan. But Mohammedan is 34. That gap is in my eyes a little bit too big. If they can get a win here, they come at 29, there can be more pressure on Mohammedan.
And here's Edmund with those trickeries. Finds a pass back to Roland Perez. Thought of a shot for a second and switch to the right. Gianni Dos Santos cuts inside. That's a beautiful looking cross. Edmund Lavandika, not sure who got the last touch, but Kashi have got the goal for sure. It is 1-0 after all those chances, one after one. And Gianni Dos Santos, with that little bit of quality which was missing, gets Kashi the lead.
And you saw immediately Kashmir defenders talking about the deflection that Mario Barco here did. And they were saying that he was offside. Let us see first here. Not offside, behind the ball. They can say as much as they want to. Maybe with a VAR line, we could have seen for Edmund. This is very, very difficult to see here because he was very close on the line. But as I said before, Gianni Dos Santos coming on the pitch, they were looking for him to get that ball into his feet, did a quality free kick, and now his first pass that he actually does ends up into a goal with Mario Barco getting an assist from Edmund.
Delicious ball from Gianni Dos Santos, just calling into Edmund's path. Barco was there, Edmund was there, and the difference maker. And Asrar Rabar, he's been wild on for Royal Kashmir, and that is the danger which Royal Kashmir had, conceding a goal and not scoring one. 8 goals they have conceded, but they haven't scored any. But one more thing, not just Gianni Dos Santos, who has been very, very special, no doubt. Tomba's addition in that midfield, not too much, but just a little structure to that midfield. And not everyone in that midfield going in attack. There's one player down to just stop the attacks too. And now the blocking lines have come in. Here's Tomba. He can shoot as well. He thinks about it. Hits his own man though. And that'll not do much damage. And here's the newly substituted Asrar Rabar.
And what you've seen with bringing in Tomba and Johnny Dos Santos is that there has been much more movement between the wingers and the attacking midfielders, which we didn't see in the first half. They brought on two players, and there was a lot of movement going on now between Johnny Dos Santos, Tomba, Edmund, and they are moving from positions right now. They're not staying in one position anymore, and that has changed a lot within this game. Doesn't mean that Real Kashmir is not getting their opportunities, but it becomes a little bit more difficult to defend. And at the end, yeah, we've seen Johnny Dos Santos coming in. His last clubs that he was coming for, as I told you, he came and he played in Canada. He played in the Canadian Premier League over there for Atletico Ottawa, which is one of the bigger clubs in Canadian League. Had the opportunity to play quite a lot of matches over there, but he also played, as I said before, in Dordrecht, which is in the Netherlands, and for Young Sparta Rotterdam, which is like the reserve team of Sparta Rotterdam, who played at that point in the third division of the Netherlands. But they play against the U teams of Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, for example. And at Dordrecht, where he played quite some matches, he also found the goals. So it's someone who knows how to play at that level, how to make that difference. And as I said, maybe if he would have been there from the beginning, he could have been one of these players who could have been making more of a difference for Inter Kashi.
Living up to expectations so far, but another change has been made for Real Kashmir, and he's straight away running forward with the ball. Ifam Tariq Mir has replaced Jeremy, a new role for him. He generally plays in the central midfield, but because he's replacing Jeremy, we'll have to see him run down the wings as well at times when needed. There's still time, 10 minutes of regulation time for Inter Kashi to defend and for Real Kashmir to try and come back in this game. And Inter Kashi would love another goal to secure the 3 points. There's height in the box every time Real Kashmir move forward. Muhammad Hamad, Shaheen, a flick ball forward. A few appeals for handball. That Carlos Lomba didn't connect it well, and look what Kamalisa is saying. He just wanted a simple pass back, which he couldn't get from there. He tried to turn and shoot Carlos Lomba. Not good body shape, not the angle supporting him. Throw in for Inter Kashi. So Edmund Lalwandika, with his 4th assist of this season's I-League, has got 2 goals and now 4 assists. Scored 2 goals in the Super Cup, has got 1 goal in the Durand Cup this season, so plenty coming. And here's Kamalisa. Is this the moment? But Arvindam Bhattacharya in the way. And now Asrar Vapar. Wayne Vaz. Well, intriguing moments. Ifam on the ball. Delivers towards the far post. And now Kamalisa again. A wild swing. And he was waiting for that opportunity to fall his way. And it fell his way. But he shot wide.
And it's all or nothing now for Real Kashmir with a good shot here. Good save also for Arindam, the captain. Second ball again, trying to get that opportunity for scoring the equalizer. But right now, Real Kashmir, if they do not win here, as I was explaining, I think for them the season will be almost over. Especially, it depends a little bit on the results of the next 2 matches of Mohammedan. Maybe, as you know, they got some quality matches upcoming against Trinity and Gokulam. But here, a good shot, power shot. But again, maybe outside foot would have been better to push it away to the far post. And there you have the qualities of the captain, getting his body in front, literally putting everything in front. And I think a little bit through his ankle when he made that save.
Indeed, and the experience as well, all together, coming in front to make that save. And that was a good idea you mentioned with the outside of the boot towards that far corner, but that is why he's more of a defensive midfielder. But there we can see Peter Hartley, who is getting ready, and there's the moment, swinging in towards Edmund, just the slightest of touches required, and Mario Barco was there at the right place, who of course gets his 6th goal of the season. And Gianni Dos Santos, 70% of the marks for this goal has to go to him.
Yeah, and maybe if you don't know, he's an international for Cape Verde, so he has opportunities of playing qualifiers and World Cup qualifiers. But I was just looking up one of the games that he played in 2021 against Young Ajax, so which is the reserve team of Ajax Amsterdam. And if you know a little bit of the names that I'm going to give you right now who played in that match for Ajax, you have Timber, who is now playing for the senior team of Ajax. You have Bobby, who is playing, one of the goal scorers of Ajax. You have Traoré, Unuva, all playing now for the senior team of Ajax. And this boy, Gianni Dos Santos, was at that point playing against them, and his team won 2-1, just to let you know. So he's someone who can make a difference. We've seen quality free kick, young player, still 25, but he's very promising player for this Kashi team.
What a find though by Kashi. And they can find 3 points here unless this free kick has some damage and venom written over it. One free kick brilliance from Gianni was saved. Can Real Kashmir convert? They have pushed all of the numbers up front and so close to that goal line. Carlos Lomba will deliver. Any sort of deflection will be dangerous. Arindam needs to be alert. Kamalisa, a poor touch, and now they need to clear. And they have seen a counter-attack opportunity. Gianni Dos Santos, he has the pace, but he'll be clever to slow it down because all the defenders have come nearby. And still finds a pass towards Tomba. He's seen Edmund and Mario Barco. And good intervention by Real Kashmir, who were all tracking back, dropping deep, and Ifam down in defensive duties.
Well, this is a quality player. We're talking a lot about him right now, but since the moment he came onto the pitch, he has made a huge difference for this Kashi team. And we are seeing here now some changes with Peter Hartley coming on and with Asif coming on. Let us see who the changes are.
Well, so Jordan Lamela and Edmund Lalvandika are being taken off. And another one of those players on loan who has quality written all over, dressed in quality, one for the future. Muhammad Asif comes on, and Peter Hartley, he'll be playing in that defensive position. And the centre back in business. They've added one more attacker, which I believe would mean Sandeep Mandi or Sumit Pasi moving out of that back line and coming to the midfield. And we'll wait to find who it is. But just a few minutes, they'll all together defend. Not a fan of that strategy when you want to sit back and defend. But then when they want points, they know this has been a tough game. And well, Real Kashmir, they'll be haunted by one more fact. They have 3 away losses, and all 3 of them have been 1-0. And this might be a 4th. Tomba finds a pass, and here's Asif with a heavy touch. And the flag is up for offside. Question mark. And there could have been a foul as well on Tomba.
I can understand that you say it's an offside, but there's a foul first. So you need to blow for the foul first, because the ball is being tackled immediately. Yes, he's offside, but must be a foul first, no? This is a tackle which is always late, so you will reflect back on the moment that you still had that ball.
Well, there was 2 of them, one on Mario Barco and then on Tomba, both played on. And well, that is one thing. Sometimes play on or advantage is allowed, but you need to understand when to call it back. It was just a second, literally, and that should have been a free kick for Kashi. And here's Peter Hartley back in defensive duties, but Asif was almost through.
I don't think he's playing as a defender. I think he's playing as a CDM at the moment. because I see him playing in front of the defenders. So it's just some extra heading power away, putting your body in front away. And as you say, it's a little bit more of a defensive task that he needs to do there. But he's not really playing as one of the centre backs. They're trying to get Johnny Dos Santos up front to get these runs behind the back and to try to get a second goal coming. But Real Kashmir right now is in problem for this season if they don't get any points here.
And a bit of cramps coming in the game late around the 90th minute mark. 1 more minute of regulation time, and what we are hearing is it might be over or around 6 or 7 minutes being added on. Nothing unfair there in that challenge, but well, it has been awarded as a free kick, and Gianni Dos Santos stands on it. They need a goal to secure the next few minutes on the pitch. Peter Hartley is now there. An addition up front. Gianni Dos Santos delivers. He almost went for goal, or maybe looking for a run at the far post. It was Asif. Mohit Shabir gets his hand to it.
Again, it was a quality ball in the right zone where you know that 2-3 players can run in. Asif was there, but goalkeeper was there also to get that ball. But Gianni Dos Santos has brought something else inside this team. I cannot just keep talking about him, but we've seen what he's brought, and it is 7 extra minutes. Which is a little bit surprising because there's not been many moments of players being on the floor, wasting time. The game has been going up and down. Yes, we had some substitutions, but 7 minutes extra time is a long time. Gives Real Kashmir maybe some breathing possibility to go and put everything forward in these last 7 minutes.
Well, indeed, maybe all those time in the entire match summed up, because I felt 3 minutes was a little less at the end of first half, where there were so many stoppages, a brief while for the discussions all added on. Maybe, well, that's not how it works, I know, but well, 7 minutes, a lifeline for Real Kashmir. Sumit Passi, that's given back Inam, a great first touch, but the shot is very wayward and off target. He'll be disappointed with that attempt. 8th shot for Real Kashmir.
And if we can see this one first touch back here, you will see it looks around, sees Peter Hartley coming, and then he shoots it inside the stands at Kalyani Stadium.
Well, and you were mentioning a moment ago that how long will we keep on discussing about Gianni Dos Santos, and he's brought on something to the pitch. He's brought on a few things to the pitch, but the two most prominent, I would say, is quality and confidence. That is the two major factors playing forward to this goal line. And Real Kashmir, they are looking to move forward from the right. Lacking options, and now with Peter Hartley added, they have another layer, almost treating Real Kashmir with their own medicine. Find the difficulties, find ways through, but at these final stages, anything can be converted. Here's Wayne Vass. Kamalisa, curling ball in. Those deliveries have been half useful, I would say, because it doesn't come out to full effect.
No, these are moments where it's just not good enough. The first one of Wayne Vaz on the right side should have brought in, but we see that Real Kashmir is going to throw everything up front with Inam coming up for Atib. I see Shahid coming on. Carlos Lomba coming off for Ramdina.
Well, interesting. Ramdina and Atib Ahmed Dar, they have been called upon this late in the game. Shahid is one defensive change. You just make sure it's all tight at the back, but leaving everything aside, they have 4 more minutes. Tomba on your screen, and the reason why the focus is there, We have not talked much about him. A little bit we have discussed, but he has also played his role right, and that is why Kashi could go forward and score that goal. I'm not sure if that was intended, a forward touch, and Peter Hartley couldn't clear his lines. Asrar Rabar goes through the defenders, and now Atib, and they're combining well. This might be the moment, as Asrar Rabar was inches away from making Ishfaq go crazy in celebrations.
But why do you give still a pass over there? I don't understand. Quality dribble, looks backwards, touch in between, perfect. And here he should have shot immediately, even if it would have been with his right foot. Pointed it. Could have just pointed it as hard as you can. But a moment like that, player inside the box, it's very difficult inside the 6-yard box to go and do anything with that ball. This is a missed opportunity.
Might turn out to be a big miss, in fact, because 1-0 is one scoreline that haunts them, but there's still chances remaining. Kashi are living dangerously. They need to clear it. They cannot pass it around at this moment. Atib to the right, and here's Asrar Rabar finds Atib. These two combining well. Another good first time pass, a deflection on the way, just over.
And as Shaheen said, he should have locked the ball over there. You saw the movement of Shaheen immediately telling. You see that Shaheen is staying up front right now. He has the ball at that far zone, and you see here he tells him. And again, a good cross there inside the first zone, a good corner. There is 2 more minutes to go, and Kashmir is putting everything inside the box. The only one I'm not seeing right now is the opposing goalkeeper.
Well, maybe soon we can see him come up too with another corner in swinging, and there's the header in the back of the net. One moment can make a massive difference in the game of football, and this is the moment for Royal Kashmir. And Kashi's hard work has been wiped off with blue. Well, the final touch probably of Henry Kiseka, but they do not care. All they care is that they have got themselves back in the game.
Good first zone corner. Makes that deflection at the right time. Jumps there. But this is not good defending. Look at him. He's in between 2 players there. Jumps the highest and gets that deflection over there for the 1-1. But we're on the other side already again with a good pass direction. Mario Bako. We're in the last couple of seconds of the game, and it's still going up and down, one side to the other, and maybe we will see an end-to-end goal here.
And Ishfaq, he wants his defense to be aware. Kashi want the win. I'm not sure if there's too much time remaining in this. One last attack might be allowed. 7 minutes up. A few more will be allowed for those celebrations. Flicked back by a blue shirt, and that might be it with the clearance. And now Royal Kashmir were thinking of a counter. There was a whistle, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't really know what exactly the linesman was standing up with his flag. And we don't really know what is happening right now.
Well, are they retaking the throw? Oh, it was a foul throw given, and that is why probably Royal Kashmir have to take the throw from there. And that is the only possible conclusion I have at the moment. But the final seconds of the game, and Royal Kashmir will have 1 point in their bag, and they're still waiting for the final whistle. It is another free kick awarded, and can they launch one forward? Is this one moment? Is this the last chance? Do they have a few extra seconds in their bag? Takes a shot, but no more time remaining in what could have been another 1-0 narrow defeat for Real Kashmir away from home. They find their first away draw, and Henry Kiseka changing things, cancelling out Mario Barco's goal, which gave Inter Kashi the lead.
And you see that the players of Inter Kashi are not happy. There is still a lot of insults going one side to the other side. Peter Harley talking about Shaheen. I saw some insulting words on both sides of the pitch also immediately after the goal. And that's, you see what is being told here. But these kind of things at the end, and you see that there is an altercation happening here between staff, players, officials, everything is going on right now here.
Well, from minute one we were seeing Mario Barco and Shahir Shaheen getting involved, and it is still Shahir Shaheen, and even Peter Hartley is not happy this time, even though right now he's off the action. But the two teams getting involved, not a great sight. Some of the members just trying to calm down things, and the officials need to step in. And well, I meant the match officials, but the team officials, they are trying to put in a word. They felt there was a few unfair challenges which were unseen and ignored, but at full time it is a point shared between the two sides. 51% ball possession for Inter Kashi, 49% for Real Kashmir. 9 shots apiece, 3 on target, very much in balance. 15 fouls as well. Almost shared every stat out there except the corners and the cards. 6 corners for Inter Kashi, 5 for Real Kashmir, and 1 yellow card for Inter Kashi, 2 for Real Kashmir.
Yes, the score gives, the stats give the same thing. Sometimes it's not like that, but this game has been very, very equal. We saw 9 shots here, 3 from Mario Barco, 2 from Edmund, 1 from Dos Santos, 1 from Fran Lamela and Nikem. Dos Santos, who made a big impact inside this game when he came on as a substitution. And we will see for Kashmir, 3 shots from Issa, 2 from Henry, who with his header makes it 1-1. 1 for Adnan, 1 for Haider, 1 for Jeremy, and 1 for Inam.
Well, indeed, plenty of shots, but just 1 goal to show for it. And the reason is they haven't been clinical. Only 3 of those shots on target. But 15 fouls, so many of them all around the park. 4 from Fran Gomez, who was taken off. Mario Barco with 3. Sandeep Mandi with 2, Asif, Deepak Devrani and Edmund with 1 each, and there were a few more across and around the park, but that is the 15 on display. And Real Kashmir with 15 fouls, 2, Adnan and Haider Yusuf with 3 each, Kamalisa with 2, Wayne Vaz with 2 fouls, Asra Rabar coming on trying to impact the game and got a foul as well, and Carlos Lomba with 1 foul. And the points table, this is how it looks like at the moment. Real Kashmir stay at 4th with 27. They needed 3 points. They could have lost, but they managed at least 1. Inter Kashi stay at 5th. They have 23, another draw added to their tally, and they need to find better ideas, better finishing rather, to sum up that. And we'll have a look at the story of the match. But what can these two teams do better to find 3 points up next?
Well, it was a match between teams 4 and 5 in the league. An equal team in every moment of the game, with some opportunities. The first one from Edmund to Nikim here, who pushed it in 1 touch. A quality pass through between Edmund and Mario Barco, who got a yellow card. This was the moment in the first half for Edmund, who could have and should have pushed it in the first post or at the first post. And then we had a second half where we got 2 goals with some opportunities here already, with a good cross from Henry Kiseka, an unbelievable misser, and what a quality free kick from Dos Santos before he gave the ball to the 1-0 for Inter Kashi. Another quality ball here, with Mario Barco scoring again for this team. And We thought maybe it is finished, but it kept going up and down with an opportunity here. But a pass too much. And then we came into the last minute of the game, and the replacement of Krizo does the same thing as what Krizo would have done, headed the ball in.
Well, indeed, and that header writing a full stop to today's story. There were aftermaths of that contest. A red card had been given to Peter Hartley on his comeback, and he will miss the next match again. But for this very match, match number 99 comes to an end with the points being shared. It's Kashi 1 and Royal Kashmir 1 at full time. That is all from our side. Hope you enjoyed the game and hope to see you again soon. Up next, it is Churchill Brothers against Kokulam, Kerala. Thank you for tuning in.